TYT Sports, our countdown to kickoff coverage is continuing with Justin Felder from Fox 11 in Green Bay, Wisconsin. The Green Bay Packers were 15-1 last season. They lost to the New York Giants in the playoffs. Many were calling them the team to beat last year. It still seems like they're the team to beat this year, and it also seems like with that offense, they will be a very high-scoring team. But let me ask you this. It's not a matter of that they'll be good. It's how good exactly will they be? What's your take on it?
Well, I think you're right. I think they are going to be a team to beat again this year, and I think the measuring stick between them being, kind of a regular season good team that can win 12, 13 games and being a team that can go deep in the playoffs is going to be the defense again this year. They've made a lot of changes, and I think they'll get tested early in the season for sure. They have a brutal schedule to open up the year, and if the defense can get to average NFL defense level, whereas last year they were 32nd in the league in a lot of categories. If they are a serviceable NFL defense, they should definitely be a Super Bowl contender for sure. And obviously, like you said, that offense is going to be as good, maybe better than they were last year.
Let's go to the defense for just a moment, and then I want to ask you a little bit about the running game with Cedric Benson and many others. Their defense ranked 27th in the league, I believe, with 29 sacks overall. How exactly have they improved their defense to get to the quarterback more?
Well, you know what? You hit the nail on the head there. A lot of people talk about the passing yards they gave up, but really when you talk to the players, they say if you can't get to the quarterback and Eli Manning's sitting back there for 4 or 5 seconds and can pick them apart, that's really the root of all evils. And the way they've addressed it is they went 6 straight picks in the draft on defense. The first one, Nick Perry, the outside linebacker, or defensive end turned outside linebacker out of Southern Cal. They expect and has every chance to be the opening day starter. They hope he can be kind of the bookend with Clay Matthews, another USC guy on the other side. They also want to get some interior pass rush. They went Jarrell Worthy in the second round, so he's the guy they hope can join B.J. Raji and kind of get that push up the middle that they need. And they're going to be given, Dom Capers system, they're going to be working in some blitzes, things like that. But if Perry can get some pressure off the edge, that's going to be huge for them. It can kind of ease the load on Clay Matthews. The one thing to watch, though, Desmond Bishop, inside linebacker, a guy that gave him a ton of pressure up the middle. I think he was second on the team in sacks last year. Hamstring surgery, we don't know if he's out for the year yet. Might be an injured reserve candidate, but still kind of waiting on how he deals with the surgery. But he was a big pressure guy up the middle that's lost for, at best, a significant portion of the season.
Agreed. When I was reading that yesterday and seeing that Desmond Bishop may be even released by the Packers and he might be out for the entire season, that's a huge loss for Green Bay and their defense. Let me ask you about Cedric Benson. As a former Bears fan, I know all about him. I know his antics, I know his highs and his lows, but it's from what I saw and when it came out, it seemed like a pretty good signing. So let me ask you this. How does he look? Is he ready for the season opener? And do you think he'll be the #1 running back?
He's looked good so far. We've only seen him, in pads kind of this week. He didn't play against the Browns because he hadn't had a padded practice with the whole CBA rules. You got to go 2 just in shells before you can put on pads. So they held him out against the Browns. He's looked good. He's got rave reviews from Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. He looks the part. As far as if he's going to be starting running back day one, it's so tough to tell. The team's really high on Alex Green, who's a second-year guy out of Hawaii.
Yep.
He missed all last season with a knee injury, a season-ending injury. So they've kind of been bringing him along slowly. So I think my answer would be day one, yes. He's probably the first guy out there. If not, maybe Alex Green just to give him a boost of confidence. But I think Cedric Benson day one will lead them in carries, even if he's not the first guy on the field, because having him in there gives them the luxury of bringing Alex Green along a little slower. And also James Starks, the presumed starter when we started training camp, has turf toe right now that he's dealing with, and which is expected to kind of carry into the regular season. So he's kind of week to week right now.
Let me ask you this. What is one position battle that people should be researching, they should be reading on in the newspapers online? What is one position battle that's really grabbed some headlines?
The one I'm really watching for right now is kind of the other starting cornerback position. You got Tramon Williams on one side, and then you have Charles Woodson, who's going to be playing a lot more safety this year.
Really?
When they're in their base package, he's going to be playing up top at safety. He'll still play a lot of nickel corner in the dime packages. They'll move him closer to the line of scrimmage. But in their base package, they need another cornerback on the outside. Got a lot of guys involved. Jarrett Bush is the starter, quote unquote, right now, but it's changed, I think, literally every 4 or 5 days. You got him. You got Sam Shields, who made a lot of big plays in the Super Bowl run. kind of coming back from an injury. You also have a guy, Casey Hayward, they picked in the second round and really like. And then you also have Devon House, a guy from last year, was a fourth-round pick, I'm pretty sure, has a shoulder injury right now, might carry into the regular season, but was having a phenomenal camp before that. So when he comes back, he'll have something to say. So I'm interested to see who ends up being that number one outside corner when Woodson is lined up at safety.
Last question for you, Justin. According to Vegas, the over-under on Green Bay this season is 12 wins. What do you say?
12's been the number I've been saying. I mean, I think that might be a push candidate. I think, if anything, they might be a little more likely to go over than under. I mean, I think 15 was kind of not a fluke last year, but they had some very close games and some bounces went their way. Early in the season, they got, in the first 4 weeks, they'll have New Orleans, San Francisco, Chicago, 3 out of the 4 weeks, Seattle being the other. If they can come out of that 3-1 or 4-0, man, look out. They can make a run with that offense. But I think, if anything, I'd say over, but 12's been the number that I've been kind of saying would be a good one for them to get this year.
Justin Felder of Fox 11 in Green Bay. You could also follow him on Twitter at Justin_Felder. Thank you very much, Justin. We'll talk to you soon.
It was a pleasure as always. Have a good one.